Welcome to round 5 of Realm of Racing at Paul Ricard, the French Grand Prix. A little over 3.5 miles, but in contrast
to get into the race, and we're gonna start off sunny and bright, so no rain to speak of at the moment, as my controller actually just disconnected. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're back. But no rain to speak of, so we'll see if that changes at any point, but I'm sure the boys will be probably wanting this to stay dry at
oh,
this rate.
getting some messages to tell you to.
Okay, so the settings are apparently screwed up, so we're gonna actually have to go and restart this. This is gonna be interesting because we're gonna have to do a customized grid.
Yeah, so we'll copy qualifying. Will still stay in the same order and everything. We'll just have to custom grid and a new start. We'll get all that straightened up, and we'll be back to it. Our sponsor, Fanatec.
Jesus. Okay. Alright, so we are back, and we're sorry for those technical difficulties. Some league settings got reset before we came into the lobby, so we had to go and restart, basically. Hopefully, we are all good. I'm gonna keep my Discord open this time, and just in case. Like, dude, Park Ferme was off, like
This
the
game,
tire surface temps were, it was like only surface temps instead of surface and carcass. Like, I don't know how those all got reset, but nonetheless, we're back. Hopefully we're not gonna deal with that.
and the race should be on though. Yeah,
And
we'll be
yeah,
back.
basically we at least know now that we will get rain at some point. We will get rain at some point. But
Yeah, so
I'm kind
that'll
of
be
worried right now. Still waiting for players.
mm, yeah, this not sure. This game has had quite a few.
Okay, so we're starting in 30.
Okay,
But as per rules of ROR, if we are required to restart again, the race would get shortened to a 25%er. So hopefully that does not happen, because
no, we
yeah,
don't want.
we want the full thing.
We'll give y'all better than the 4 laps they gave y'all at Spa, but we don't want to
Exactly.
short y'all that much. Though.
Right, right. We'll definitely we'll do you better than the FIA did. Don't worry. But yes, it looks like the grid is all set. Everything is correct and dandy. Nobody is messaging me in the Discord. So we are all good to go.
For formation lap.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Drivers are starting to warm up their tires. As a Canadian, as we've seen, as our P1.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, usually we're so used to seeing both those Alpines up front together, working together to get these positions done. But Gelfie's stuck in P10 in that quali, so he's gonna be hoping to shoot up the grid here in this first lap to get up near his teammate, possibly help him. And also, I mean, he is our current leader in the championship, so he's gonna want to salvage some points here. But yeah, Canadian leading us around, total Carney in P2, pulling a Kimi Räikkönen, not warming up those tires at all at the moment. Azure in P3, Milky P4, J-Mick in P5, Rua P6, Groovy in P7, Thunder in P8, P9 is David, P10 is Gelfie, as I just mentioned, Routine Lick in P11, Tito in P12, C. Burt in the sub in P13, Nat Hammer, the Mercedes in P14, lower than he probably should be, Krustier T, the sub again in P15, Not Sir Vapor P16, and West Echo rounding out the table in P17. So, whoo, lost a little bit of breath there, but I am ready.
Yes, sir. You got
Canadian getting us around the grid. And yeah, as I said, man, we now know, since we did have to do that restart, I had to go and find out from the boys what the weather was looking like, and they did tell me that there is rain towards the end of the race. So at some point, we will be getting rain, whether that is intermediate or wet weather racing. I do not know as of now, so we will see about that one.
Almost as expected here at France, but that is definitely going to shake it up, though, for sure. Because
I mean, rain at
not
France.
sure when it's going to come.
Rain at France is it's almost a God-given. It's almost like death and taxes. But anyway, the grid getting filled up. This is at least I question these views. These like the views that they give us in this game, man, because they're not very great. But yeah, just waiting for everybody to get set. Oh, it looks like
the revs are starting to rise. And why is TC already retired in a couple?
We're gonna end up having to restart again here.
Oh no! Yeah, we already got a couple. Oh no, we haven't even started yet. Yeah, because the lights are out and cars are not moving.
Out. Oh boy.
And I mean, well, Azure does go ahead and take the lead in J-Mech as well. In P2, the cars are stopped on the grid, but this is not going to be counted here for sure. That does make some good moves there, but
jeez, man.
all for naught so far.
So I'm gonna have everyone retire so we don't have to leave the lobby.
Yeah, it's not sure what could even have happened there as we weren't even underway yet and cars were already DNF, so...
This race is currently looking like it's cursed because we cannot get this thing underway. I'm trying to get the boys to go ahead and restart, but it doesn't look like they are necessarily listening to that order, so yeah, routine saying he auto DNF'd.
Yeah, this game's broken.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So they're gonna keep going. It looks like they need to go ahead and DNF though. Hopefully they notice.
Okay, I do see some people starting to crash more and stuff. Yeah, they're starting to wreck out. Alright. Good, they're starting to wreck. David is still driving, though. Okay, no, he's not. He's pulling in. He retired. No, he is still driving. He's the only one. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna lead the session too, maybe.
Yeah, it's getting close to that unfortunate. We don't want to postpone it, but some of the boys, if it gets to the point where some of the guys are now gonna end up having to leave the session and not being able to come back for the night, then we may have to. But the session is ended. We're gonna retire. We're gonna try and do this one more time and get out, get back into this race. So we'll see.
So we're red flagged once again, but the race will happen, though. The race is going to happen. This game's bro, infested with bugs.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna end up just restarting it. We're gonna get back into the lobby, see what the deal is. Yeah, it's looking like it's looking a lot like Spa right now. David Chahoot said in the fastest lap from the back of the grid.
I already left out. I didn't know they were still in there.
So I don't need to send too many invites. One of them is to you.
Nah, I just joined in. Oh, I literally hit the friggin' invite that you sent me from before. From like 20 minutes ago. And it sent me to this lobby. What the fuck? Oh, I don't remember this game being this buggy last year.
Online wasn't this big.
I do remember, like, I mean, it had its bad parts, but This one almost seems like more freaking, and like the bugs are more aggravating too. And shit, they're like, damn. But we'll get an update to patch that. I'm using finger quotes right now. Patch.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we can't be robbed another race, bro.
Yeah, not 2 in 1 week, bro.
Oh, it's just so funny, dude. It's fucked up. I can't help but laugh kind of for a second, though. What the fuck is happening, bro? What the fuck? No way. For real, I done smoked the whole blunt. Damn.
Okay, so we're just missing Nat. I think West Echo had to leave.
Oh, shit.
The grid set up, because I have to do it again. I hate having to do this again.
Yeah, making the grid and all that.
Milky, Janamic, Rua. There is Ruby. P7. Thunder. David.
Golf. Routine.
Good.
Tito.
Good, I got it
Dirt.
up here. Wait,
Oh, true. Okay.
I'm just like running through it in my head, make sure I don't fuck this up.
Nah, you good. You good.
That's vapor, and then Void, crust, okay. Okay. Should be good. Let me just confirm that I'm not about to get any fucking pictures. Milky.
No, I just happened to click on there. All I see is.
Because I know, dude, this happened to
Milky.
me in a league race like first round, and this didn't work. Like the grid thing didn't work, and I was so mad.
Oh yeah.
Like I
remember
just
that
said,
shit. Y'all
I
couldn't even do
immediately
it.
left. I immediately had left the lobby. And I was like, nope, I'm not. I qualified P5. I'm not starting in P16. Because I'm in a Haas for that league.
Oh yeah, you're like, nah,
So
hell
it was
no.
real. It just went back to realistic and put me in the back.
Damn.
Alright,
Yeah, this
let's
game really
hope
do
this
be
goes
like
better. Because if not, I do believe we will unfortunately have to most likely postpone this, and if that's the case, we'll be heading to... What track is it? Austria next week, and we will end up having to most likely put France in at a later date. Hopefully we don't have to do that, but that's why we did put in those break weeks, just in case we did have to do this. So, yeah. If this doesn't happen, the boys won't be getting a first round break. But hopefully.
Nah, fingers crossed. We'll be going live to action. Going green. It looks like somebody's already readied up.
It's not good.
I was about to say that's not going to give people time to get their setups, but yeah, they got about 20 seconds.
That also means that somebody did not pick their own setup.
I know, I was about to say, oh, damn. Oh, man. Yeah, that is definitely true. Well, there was maybe 5 seconds. They could have done it super quick.
That would have been to pick your strategy. That would have had to be pretty quick.
Not strategy. No, that would have been default strategy.
Maybe it was one of the PS5 guys that they load in way earlier than us.
True.
Maybe it was one of them.
Peasants.
Our peasantry PS4s.
Yeah, we're just waiting now. Oh, we got another clock.
Of truth, as the timer restarts, hopefully.
Yeah, this would probably be about, if we did a full quali, maybe we'd be racing.
It would
right about now.
Actually, yeah, it would. It's very true because it's about 1 hour. It's usually about 1 hour and 10 until you're able to get into the original lobby, and we're missing a ROR. Oh my goodness! What has just happened? Jesus Christ!
He's typing. Yeah, and looks like we're on the formation lap, and looks like we're missing a couple of drivers now, but hopefully we can get this one underway and get started. So drivers coming around now. It's gonna be 27 laps, and probably, like we've already mentioned, should be rain at some point, so definitely going to affect a lot of strategies. Some of these guys who are on medium tires are going to look to push them out for one stop, see what these soft runners can do.
Yeah, so it looks like a ROR pressed spectate for some reason. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to be restarting again.
He shouldn't have left. I think you can unspectate, I thought, but maybe not. Oh, you mean why he was in the lobby, readying up? Oh, no. Oh. Okay, I'm with you. That's unfortunate. So that's going to be a DNF for a ROR on the ready up screen.
So Jamek and Thunder both, and it must have made contact together because they're back at the grid. A little bit annoying that these glitches have literally made us lose.
Because that scared me, because I seen Nat and them two on there, and that scared me for a second. I was like, oh no.
Pretty annoying that the game has had glitches, and we've ended up losing 2 drivers because of it, Azure and West Echo tonight, but I mean, it is what it is. This kind of stuff is just bound to happen. But we're waiting for the 5 lights to go out for the boys, and I mean, hopefully we get a race. I think we are. It's yellow flagged already.
Oh no! Not again.
We'll see.
I have Horizon.
And I don't know what. Is he reversing?
Are they waiting?
Is he reversing?
The lights are out, and
the lights are out. I don't know what has just happened there.
This Canadian's getting overtaken by 2 people almost. No, he's
He
gonna
does
defend
get
against
done by
Red Bull, though.
by Total Carney. Total Carney gets the move done, but he's gonna be under pressure again.
Look, switch
Canadian back on the inside again. They're very close to making contact into turn 3.
And he
Canadian
holds the
keeps the
inside
lead.
line. Nice defense there by Necktie. Carney right behind, followed by Rua and J-Mig having a nice little battle there.
And it looks
As
like
Thunder
everybody
drops
makes it
back.
through. David up 3 positions into 5th place. Rua up 2. He's on the podium as of now. J-Mig
J-Mig's
following
gonna
him.
dip
He's
down
going
to
to
the
pull out to the
inside
outside,
here.
or to the inside, I should say. He pulls
Not
back
close
into
enough,
line.
though. Oh no, and he's gonna spin.
J-Mick has spun
And
it.
J-Mick
Yeah, he's
does
round.
Connect.
I keep trying to get onto his player, but it does look everybody in front leading group, and Groovy might be trying to make a move on his teammate here.
Yeah, Groovy's following right behind. Takes a little bit of a different approach to them corners, getting clean air.
And we don't want to forget that we are going to get rain at some point here. So this is going to be very interesting. This battle between the front two, Canadian and TC, it's going to get very spicy. Will these boys be able to stretch these softs out until the rain comes? Will they have to go into the pits to make a stop in between? We'll see, because I mean, let's see, what is anybody in the top 10 on medium? David is on mediums. David could be in here for a prime strategy right now.
Yeah, David already worked his way up to P4.
He's showing great pace as well on those
Ruby
mediums.
does get by Milky.
Yeah, he's still really close to Rua. Like, he actually might get this move done. If there was DRS this lap, he'd definitely get it done, but he might try to be a little bit on the aggressive side. He's pulling out to the inside. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough, though.
No, I think he's going to dip back behind.
He does dip back in,
no.
yeah. Williams
And
and
Groovy's
Milky still.
approaching.
Oh, that is actually Groovy. So Groovy and Milky did do a swap around.
Yeah, and Groovy is flying right now,
very
approaching this
racy.
front pack.
Very racy looking from Groovy at the moment. Up 1 position from his P6 start. Nat Hammer being the biggest winner so far, up 6 positions. But I think the big goal right now for Canadian will be for him to try to push TC out of this DRS zone right here. We are going into lap 3. DRS will be enabled from here. It doesn't look like Canadian's going to be able to get that 1 second gap that he so needs to get out of the DRS of Total Carney. So this could be very interesting with the long straights and the long back straight as well. Will TC be able to stick in this DRS and get something done? He goes a little bit wide for turn 1. So he loses a ton of time. He lost about 5
a lot of time there.
going wide there on
that's
turn
gonna be
1.
crucial to it.
He lost so much time. I'm shocked. He has to push super hard to try to get back, but the detection zone they're passing it right now. I don't think he's going to be there, and Rua is going to be.
Oh, and around goes Groovy. He tried to make the move on the inside. And a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact.
P13. Unfortunate for him. He was having a very good start to the race. It looks like, did you say he was trying to go down the inside of, was it David or Rua?
He tried to make the move on Chahood, and I think a little bit of a wheel contact coming into that first sector of
It looks
corners.
like David just had a moment out of that turn there.
And West Echo is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened there.
So it looks like they're starting to spread out a little bit. Milky and P5 still. It's funny, Nat in P6 right behind him. And actually, these two boys had a very bad coming together last season at this very track. And it was quite a funny getting together too. Like when they caused the collision, it was they were making jokes about it. And Nat saying, if I see you today, that I'm gonna have nightmares. And he's currently right behind him. So these boys are looking like they're struggling. It's on a VSC right now, actually. So that's why I was like, they look like they're going very slowly, but it's a VSC from that incident earlier with West Echo.
Yeah, and they're back to green flag now. And J-Mick gets a good jump and actually gets past Golfy there. And Golfy takes the position back.
One thing we must have missed it. Thunder also had an incident because he is down in P14. He is way back. Way back there, so J-Mick's in the pits, and he's probably going to end up coming out in front of Thunder.
Yeah, he throws on a set of hards, but he is waiting in the pits. I'm not sure what's happening there. He got a time penalty he had to serve.
Okay, so he's coming out now, but yeah, that did take quite a bit. It took a little while, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had a time penalty, but I'm
So Groovy
sure
trying to work his way back up the grid. He's down in P11, so he's got a lot of work to do to try and salvage something from this race. But at the same time, he's not too far from the points. Elfie working his way into P9. Tito in P8 up 3 positions.
Routine makes the move on the inside.
I just now clicked to that. That is a great move. Routine's still on the inside.
They're side by
gets
side,
it done.
through. Beautiful move by the Ferrari driver.
Great
there
move from Routine. Something we haven't really seen too much of from him this season. He's been struggling a little bit, but that is a great move for P6 on that hammer right there.
Yes, TC did work himself back into DRS, though. Oh, no, he does have DRS. He dropped back out of 1 second, but he does have DRS open, though.
So he should be able to get back into that 1 second with that DRS. He does. So we'll see if he can stay in this gap going into the second DRS zone, because this will be huge. If he can get back down into around half a second to 0.6, it'll be much easier for him to keep that DRS gap if he's inside of that, half second to about 0.8 mark. Compared to being on the edge, which he is right now, with about 0.9 to about a second. I don't know if he's going to have it. We'll see. He's crossing over the line.
Don't think he was close enough. No. Lost just
outside of it. Just outside.
As Milky did make the move on Rua through that first
yeah, he
sector
did. So a little bit of a DRS train. Milky's going to be the head of that DRS train. It's about 4 cars behind him. Rua, Routine, Nat. And I believe that's it, yeah, because he's got a pretty nice gap, about a 5-second gap back to Tito. So yeah, Milky wanting to be the head of this pack. We all know from last year, similarly, it's better to be actually in the front of a DRS pack than being in second, third, really, or fourth. It can be very hard to get moves done. The dirty air, of course, and it looks like Rua is starting to experience some of that as he goes wide.
I was just about comment on the same thing. Yeah, if you start getting in all that dirty air like that, especially for Routine right behind them and Nat. As Routine gets a good exit there. He's got DRS open and he's going to dip down to the outside. I don't know if Rua's going to defend the position. He's going to hold it off.
Rua does defend well. Yeah, he keeps that inside. Does fend off Routine for the time being, but Routine's still obviously very close behind him.
As they come through the first couple corners here. This one, oh, Routine gets a beautiful run, had to back out because he had so much speed carried through there.
And Routine was just saying this week, he said he feels like he's finally turned a new leaf with learning the setups of this game. He said he felt like he had pace, a decent pace, but the setups on this game he couldn't quite grasp them. He's gonna be under attack.
This could be a
3 wide. Routine decides to pull out Rua and Milky. I think Milky had a spin there, possibly. He did.
Yeah,
Milky had a spin.
Have to cut the corner.
I'm not sure if there was contact there, but Milky does keep the position. Rua's still right behind.
Routine's gonna look for the inside again on this corner. Can he make it happen
again?
again?
In there. He decides to pull out of it. The Alpine Total Carney has had an incident. That is the P2. That is P2. That is Carney.
He has fallen back.
He has no wing. He's gonna have to go into the pits. This is our race. This is insane. He's missing his entire wing.
Second in the championship.
Right, I was about to say he was the league leader. I got my words jumbled up.
Yeah, he was the championship leader until last race, but I think it's only a
Canadian hops into the pits.
Canadian's gonna dip early. What is he gonna throw on?
Undercut. So they don't. Okay, I was wondering if he possibly had an incident with TC. Wondering if he was gonna go and change some damage, but he looks perfectly fine. Maybe just an early pit stop because of that rain that's coming.
And he throws on a set of mediums. Okay.
So he's not planning to go to the end, obviously, on those. He's just probably planning to make it until that rain gets in there. It looks like that was a possible corner cut there from Groovy, as I was on board with him. But he's now in P7, so I mean, there's been a couple pitters. Looks like Milky decided to pit. Let's see.
So I wonder if that means the rain is going to be coming later than we expected, though, because if he throws on the mediums now, he's probably gonna look interesting.
I would think that the mediums can probably go at least 15 laps. So I would think you could almost finish the race on mediums, not quite. So I think the mindset behind that is just throwing on mediums and just wait till the rain.
And just run it until the rain.
The intermediates are actually pretty nice on this game in terms, like if you remember last year, those intermediates didn't last long at all. This year it actually feels like they can last a solid 15
around
laps.
The outside this time.
They're getting really close. The Mercedes almost going into the back of the Red Bull.
Routine did make the move on it. That was a beautiful move by Routine, and Nat's going to try to capitalize as well.
Routine most likely having more pace than Rua right now at this point in the race. Nat is going to be looking for a move here. He's on the inside.
But they both they run! Contact!
Big
Into
move!
Hit the wall.
Big contact there.
I cannot see their cars.
I think Nat got away with that. I think Nat got away with no damage.
I was going to say, it looks like his wing is fine.
Let's see Rua. Oh. Rua also looks like he somehow made it out of that with no damage. Maybe some floor or side pod damage. We saw that possibly coming.
There has to be some kind of damage from that. They both...
They didn't hit the wall,
heavy, but it was
a big whack.
Each other.
It was a big whack. I'm not too sure what happened. It looked like maybe Gelfi, or not Gelfi, maybe Rua turned in a tiny bit early, but obviously Gelfi losing huge there because, or sorry, I keep saying Gelfi. Rua losing huge there because he's in P7. Yeah. He also ended up, I think, getting a penalty from that, and Nat is still in P3. So, I mean, this has opened up the floodgates, really, this race. Routine now chilling with no pressure on him, and he's on the mediums. He is...
Yep.
That's a great strategy to be on right now.
No, he is sitting pretty right now. As doesn't look like Nat is struggling, but Golfi is definitely closing. Okay, they do go into the pits now. There's a safety car out.
Oh,
a full safety car has been
deployed. It was Vapor. It was the Mercedes. So let's see.
Okay,
does Nat have his wing? Nat does have his wing changed.
I was gonna say it almost looked like his right end plate. It wasn't missing, but it almost just something about it looked.
And Rua does not have his wing changed. Interesting. So basically, the entire field going into the pits, Rua and David.
Golfi goes on a set of hards. So does Tito. Milky goes on a set of mediums.
Nah, this could really heat up once the rain possibly comes. Milky, now I've said this before, and then we've had this conversation where if the safety car comes out and you have like a 9 to 10 second gap, it seems like that delta is much slower this year, so it's much easier to keep a position with a smaller gap this year if you're able to get into the pits. And it looks like that basically has happened here because Milky went into the pits 2 laps prior to that safety car coming out, and he's gained. He hasn't really gained anything, whereas Canadian went from first and he's only in third, and that's because the 2 guys didn't pit ahead of him. If they did pit, he would come back out. He would have came back out first.
David goes into the pits.
He gets a pit lane penalty. Speeding in the pits, I believe.
I'm not sure if Routine's going to follow him, but yeah, Routine does follow him behind him.
Does.
So we'll see where they come out.
Yep, he's serving that penalty right away. That's something you did not see last year.
Gosh. Okay, so Canadian's going to come in as well, and he only has 2 lap old.
I wonder why he's coming in.
Only has 2 lap old tires.
I don't know why he's doing that. He might not lose any positions though. Let's see. Look how slow they're going.
He's probably gonna take.
He's gonna put on the hards. He's gonna put on the hards. I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea. He is gonna lose a couple positions here.
Yeah, now he's gonna lose out to Golfi.
Goes ahead.
And no, okay, just
Tito. No, Tito does go ahead
as well. Yeah, he's gonna come
be
out
close
behind
between the Williams. I think he does get it. Yeah, he does, just barely. And
he had to race hard, hit the pit limiter exit early, stuff, or the second it came on to beat
Probably full
Groovy.
throttle the second that pit
Yeah.
limiter turned off.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so that's a questionable call. Now I'm wondering though, is the rain? Did Jeff come back on and say the rain is pushed back longer?
Yeah, that's
and he
what
thought
I'm
the
wondering.
mediums were gonna.
But here's the thing though, the safety cars are only gonna make the rain come sooner in terms of laps.
True. Yes.
Even if the
Yeah,
rain did get pushed back, it's still gonna be practically offset by the fact that we've now had 2 safety cars.
Yeah, because we still only have there's 17 laps left, so yeah, you only had 2-lap old mediums, and the rest of them for at least 2 more lap, or I would say at least another lap, we're gonna be under safety car.
Yeah, some of the
And like you
still
said
having to
prior,
come out.
you
There's
can
still
run
5 people
you can
catching up.
run mediums probably 15, 20 laps.
Yeah.
Maybe not towards the end, obviously not at pace, but if rain is supposed to come at some time, there's only 17 laps left, so
France actually is a pretty high wear circuit, I would say. I think it was a soft hard last year. I don't think soft medium was a viable option.
was it preferred, yeah.
But either way, the hards will definitely make it to the end. It's just you don't want to be on hards, on especially worn hards, when the rain comes out. And so
No.
that's just it. In terms of, you know, getting you to the point of when the rain will come out, those hards will definitely do it. You can push every lap full throttle, but obviously you're just losing out on grip.
Yeah, and he's already lost a lot of track position as well.
Yeah, and
was going to be the leader
here. He's going to be. I think he'll be able to dispatch Tito, but once he gets up to Gelfi, Routine, and David, those are all, especially this race, Routine has shown great pace. And David has obviously shown great pace throughout the entire season, and Gelfi as well. He's in 2nd place in the championship. So, I mean, he's not going to have an easy time getting past those guys. So, yeah, track position not being really respected here by Canadian. I think he should have just stayed out on those mediums and let it ride out until the rain comes. But I'm not the one in the car. So, let me shut up.
Should be. It should be going green this lap as the top 5 are all on hards.
Yeah, I mean, you've
Only
got
Gelfi
Jamie
and Tito.
too. He's probably going to be looking to get pretty racy here.
I was going to say, there's 2 runners on softs as C. Burton. He's running on softs, but in front of him he does have some pretty fast drivers though on medium. So,
but the thing about those softs is, I don't know if they're brand new or not. So the thing about those softs is, they do really fall off, man. They do really fall off this year. They fall off a cliff, and it's just difficult to get them back. Safety car in this lap. My controller actually just died, so I had to turn my wheel. Because my controller wires, like charger, is so short. But all right, so David probably going to be backing up the pack here as we get started. I think Routine, obviously he's on those hards as well. No penalties from the top 5 at the moment. So who is he? Okay, no, he didn't go yet. I thought he was making a sprint for it. I was like, that's really early.
Say, look. Yeah, you don't want to leave too early though, for sure. It's safe. Yeah, his Routine's gonna stay right as close as he can to get such a good run. It's a pretty long run, like we've mentioned. These straightaways, they're pretty long, especially this front one. And when will David make the move?
He's waiting all the way until the start line. He's gonna
get queued
up. He's just gone. Yep, he's gone.
Gofi's almost right beside Routine as well.
Oh, this has caused chaos here.
Right down the straightaway.
But David's got away perfectly. Routine gets through in P3. Gelfi's still in P3.
They all make it through.
They're still. I think they're gonna be side by side here. Tito and Canadian side by side. Tito defending on the inside.
Oh, and Groovy's gonna go spinning.
Oh, not again, Groovy, not again.
And then he gets collected by Cruster T2 as well.
Unfortunate. J-Mick has gained a couple of positions because of that now. But it looks like David has just gotten away perfectly. Gelfie's going to try to make the move on Routine. He's on the inside. I think he's got it.
Does he make
Oh,
a
they're
stick?
still side by side.
Routine with great defense.
Routine gets a little squirrely. He's going to lose both positions.
Yeah,
A little bit of elbows out there from Gelfie.
Now he's going to be swallowed up.
Oh, this is...
Can he get back up to speed?
Oh, they're so close together.
Yeah, Routine probably got on the throttle just a little bit early. Got the ass in a little
He got
loose.
on the curb as well. He had to take the inside because Gelfie squeezed him a tiny bit.
Yeah, left just enough space.
Just enough space. So Canadian into P3, obviously making up those positions from that pit stop already. So he's already just right behind Gelfie. So I mean, he's gonna, whenever the DRS does get turned back on in a lap or two, he's gonna be able to definitely possibly make a push here for David, because David right now working on just extending that gap. And I mean,
Tito
technically none of them have to pit. They're fighting
picks
right
up
now.
a 3-second penalty.
Canadian and Gelfie fighting right now.
Yeah,
for this
Canadian and
position.
Gelfie, they were super close for them first couple corners.
Ferrari and Nat also really close. Routine also picks up a penalty.
Yeah, obviously no DRS just yet.
So here we go. He's so close. He pulls out to the inside.
Slipstream.
Here they go. Both are going to be too wide.
And Nat's going to make a move too here.
Nat on the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact from the Alpine. But they make it through. The Mercedes is through as well.
And they both, Nat and Canadian, make the overtake there.
So Routine being the big loser right now from this restart on those hards. Nat making the best of those new mediums that he is on right now. He's got 2 hard runners. Everybody's on the hard. So if he can make quick work of these guys, this could be a very, very interesting race for him. But I think the 2 guys ahead are going to be difficult tasks once DRS gets turned on. And he also does now have that penalty. So he's got to be aggressive here. But of course smart at the same time.
Oh, for sure. Now, like you were saying, Routine kind of, because David timed it almost just perfect where he went almost all the way to the line before he hit the gas, and Routine was swallowed. He had to defend the whole time.
Very close here. I don't think any of them are going to be quite close enough. Routine sticking right to the back of that hammer.
Yeah, Gelfie fell back just a tiny bit. The necktie there, and
Rest of your T picks up the penalty.
DRS is going to be open here, and they are all so close through here, though.
Yeah,
so
they're
this
all going
looks
to
like
be
another
in the
train
DRS.
is about to be formed.
Canadian has not cleared the DRS, I don't believe, of Gelfie. I think Gelfie's going to have it. Let's see. He actually doesn't. He doesn't.
I was going to say, he does not have the wing open in that.
But he doesn't have it.
That's what I thought. I'm not sure where the detection zone is there, but he must have been right outside of it.
Super late, because he was definitely within that second gap. So he's going to be under danger.
And that hurt him.
He's going to be in danger here, but I think he's going to be able to keep it going into this flat-out right-hander. It's too quick to really overtake here. We'll see what happens going into the following turns.
Unless you're Routine.
A bit of a narrow line. Yeah,
it's always
oh, go on.
No, it's always nice to see different drivers approach to them corners. How they some like the flat line, try to straight line it quicker.
Yeah,
some like to take a different APEC approach.
That's something I definitely nerd out about, is that like try different driving styles and the way different people approach every corner. You know, there's a different approach to every corner. So I mean, even with turn 1 and 2, some people carry or open up the corner as much as they can. Some people stay narrow and then kind of brush out wide and then kind of swing back in for the corner. There's tons of different styles just basically in every facet of racing, whether you want to take the inside line and burn your tires up a little bit, or take the normal racing line, keep those tires for longer in the race. I mean, whether your throttle control is aggressive or whatever the case, yeah, I agree with you. It's very, very interesting always seeing the different types of styles that people have.
Oh, Gelfie with a big defense there, and he takes the inside line. That's going to try to dip around the outside, and he does make the move stick.
And C. Burton kind of popping out of nowhere, as well as J-Mick. J-Mick on those mediums and C. Burton on those softs. I imagine that those softs are going to fall off here in about 2 laps. I would think max before those really start to fall off a cliff.
Yeah, so he's 6 laps into them, but some of them laps were under safety car. But I agree with you. Yeah, they're going to fall off eventually, sooner rather than later. I don't know if he's going to be able to get to routine here because J-Mick's putting a lot of pressure on him as well. But definitely a big winner from the restart, though.
Yeah,
making them softs work.
Is broken, which is nice. And this is what we love to see here after last week with so many DNFs. Looking at the track map, how close all these guys are. They're racing well. And look at this, the McLaren going at the Aston Martin. I don't think, or the Alpha Tauri, sorry, but I don't think he was going to be close enough. He did end up pulling out as Nat gets another
penalty. He's going to make it. He dips to the inside here.
This is a hard place to overtake. Is he going to get it done? He does. Oh. What an overtake from J-Mick.
Beautiful move by the McLaren.
A very nice move. So
now
it looks like those softs are going to start
DRS.
Those softs are going to start to really click off here soon. I wouldn't be surprised to see Total Carney start to attack him there anytime.
Yeah, Carney trying to make up after losing his wing.
Yeah.
A safety car came out. If it would have came out a little bit sooner, would have helped.
Gelfi, I mean, he started in, what was it, P11, I think, picking up the pieces, or P10, I think maybe, picking up the pieces from TC, and that's always what you want to see from your teammates. So, I mean, they're in the championship, they're in the lead of the championship, and things like that just prove why.
Yeah, as they are so close going through the double right-hander.
Gelfi is wanting to get past Nat here so badly. I didn't actually see this move get done. I don't think there's a yellow flag. Who is that? Is that Groovy again? No, that's Total Carney.
Carney had another incident. Oh no.
He's dropping back. If he has wing
just a
damage.
Spin.
That's
could have been just a spin.
Most likely, unless we get another safety car, I think that's really done his race.
Oh, and J-Mick tries to make the move, but not close enough.
Oh, he gets the cutback though. What an exit! That's a great move! That's a great move from J-Mick.
Back-to-back passes.
That is one of the best overtakes of the season. What an overtake! Giving him the
way he's gonna be able to pull that off.
He gave him the little dummy on the inside, and then oh my goodness!
What a great sell by J-Mick there.
And he's in a great position now. He has no penalties, and he's not that far behind Gelfi. I mean, he can definitely still. I mean, Gelfi and Nat, because they're both battling here. So he's right on the back of them now. Yeah, they're battling quite hard. I think Nat getting his elbows out might have pushed Gelfi a little bit wide.
Maybe a little bit of contact between the two, but they're still racing right now, and it's going to be
David.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, David not relinquishing that gap. When I looked about 5 laps ago, when Canadian finally got past for P2, it was about 3 seconds. So David not letting go of this gap right now. He does have a penalty, but if so close between the McLaren and the Ferrari. But if we go into the pit lanes and he goes in first, that's going to be a huge advantage if it does end up raining. But right now, it's complete blue skies. It doesn't look like any rain is coming.
I was going to say, I'm not seeing where this forecast is, but for now, the racing is great as J-Mick is right on the back. Is J-Mick going to do it again? No.
No, not quite. That's a pretty tough place to overtake. Nat able to kind of get a little bit of a, there's a yellow flag. I think that's Krusty or T. I think he's recovered. Or maybe that was Rua, actually, because Rua is now in P13. I didn't see that happen.
Runs super wide there with DRS, and he is right on the gearbox now.
I think he's going to be able to get it this time.
The inside.
We'll see.
Is he too far back? No,
yeah,
it pulls
he is
back.
Too far back.
Does the safe move and pulls back. And he had such a bad exit there, he almost took out the DRS marker.
Yeah, so we're still seeing those mediums are very fired up. Usually around lap 8 though, and lap 9 is when you really start to feel the hards come into their own. At least for me, the hards really start feeling nice depending on the track. Some tracks just don't feel good for the hards at all, but usually around lap 8 or 9. Ooh, Canadian also picks up a penalty.
So now the top 3 all have a penalty.
Yeah.
And Golfy,
Let's check
J-Mick,
out those penalties real quick. So,
are actually the...
Nat has 15 seconds of penalties. That is a ton. I don't know how he picked all those up. Maybe some some stewarding might be going on after the race for him. But Canadian and David with 3 seconds, Routine with 3, C. Burton with 6, Groovy with 10 seconds, Tito with 3.
See, Golfy, J-Mick closes the door so much to the first sector, but Golfy at that very end just is so tidy through the last double right-hander and all that. I just don't think J-Mick can get close to that. He's very close, but I just don't know if he's going to be close enough even going again in the DRS. He's right there, though. We'll see.
Ooh, I don't know. It's so hard to get the jump when Nat is still right there with the giving
giving guilt. Yeah. Didn't take that into account.
I mean, and this is killing J-Mick because he's on those medium tires. He's going to have to go into the pits before them if the rain does come.
Dip to the inside here. J-Mick dips down to the inside of the double right-hander.
They both have space. They're still side by side. They get so close to each other.
And here comes Routine as well.
McLaren gets it done. Will Routine able to... Oh, he's still on the inside. Switching positions. Gelfie now has the inside. The switchback. I think Gelfie's going to be able to protect this spot.
Beautiful defense by the Alpine there, though, not to get double overtaken there.
Salvaging that position there.
Parked it right in the middle.
And I just think they all know that they have to keep it clean because they don't have any penalties and they're actually doing an okay job of staying in that 3-second gap. Or in a somewhat, not 3 seconds, sorry, about 5. But if they're able to stay somewhat close, you never know if someone will pick up a penalty.
Yeah, because like you're saying, David, Canadian closed the gap a tiny bit, but only half a second.
Yeah.
So he's still got 2.5 seconds.
He is starting to close more and more now. Maybe saving up. And let's see, David only has 3% ERS, whereas Canadian also pretty close to being out, but the gap is definitely coming down here now, because it was about 3.3 not too long ago.
J-Mick with a very aggressive move right there on that.
I think he's going to get it done. He does get it done. He gets it done before the turn. But here comes Nat. He's going to be on the inside trying to fight this back. J-Mick basically out of ERS. Nat is as well.
Waited to the very last second to pull out there. He almost tapped the wheels before he pulled to the side.
J-Mick very racy today.
Like you mentioned prior to the race, one of them drivers who the results have not showed what he has talent-wise, and he is trying to prove that once again today, though.
Correct. And I mean, let's be honest. I think all it takes is one wet race, and I think J-Mick will be able to also show that he is definitely up there with one of the better drivers in this league, and he deserves to be given that respect as he's trying to get and break the slipstream of Nat as they go into turn 1.
I did not see Routine got by Golfy as well. I did not catch that move, but
I did not
Routine
either.
up in the P5.
But yeah, this battle for, I mean, P3 to
P6
and
hammers, dips down, and makes the move stick.
Nat gets the move done. I actually missed that. I was watching. I think he just got a warning there, but still, nonetheless, he's not going to have the DRS. He picks up another penalty.
Does pick up another penalty. Definitely ran wide on that one.
And a lot of toe braking going on here, but I think
a
little bit aggressive there. A little bit aggressive there with the weaving. They got it. They have to calm down because this is getting to be too much. They're getting really touchy here. Nat is being a little bit too aggressive
Routine's
here.
Going to try to capitalize here.
Yeah,
Routine's already
not necessarily racing
in this corner.
With the best of standards. He's cut in the corner. He should have just yielded that position there. But nonetheless, J-Mick doing really well to keep control of the car, because I thought for a second he was going to be sent into the shadow.
Yeah, that could have easily been a lot worse than it was. Yeah. But yeah, good driving to keep control of the car.
Interesting to mention here, Canadian only 1.6 seconds behind David. The gap is closing very quickly.
Now they're both on the same laps on the tire, so I wonder if Canadian's just able to manage his. The hards shouldn't be falling off quite
No,
yet.
they shouldn't be falling off. The mediums, though, I would think.
I wonder if David is just struggling
right
just
now.
a little bit right now.
As J-Mick actually is able to get out of the DRS of
Routine
Nat.
is so close, all three of them.
And I think those mediums are falling off. Nat able to, I'm sorry, J-Mick able to manage those mediums a little bit better than Nat being on that controller. So let's see here. Will he get swallowed up here on this straight with no DRS? I think he might. We'll see, though. He might just have the space, but we'll see. I think Routine's going to be close enough. He pulls out. Oh, it's close. He gets a little bit of contact. But he does get the job done. Routine into P4. And the Alpine is going to be.
Oh, and here comes Golfi as well. Yeah, Golfi had such a beautiful exit. Oh, and a little bit of contact once again there from
Definitely
that.
some contact there.
Yeah, he's trying to make that car a little bit wider than it is.
Yeah, I mean it's fair enough, but I think it's just some of these defensive moves that we're seeing from Nat here. I think are a little bit out of order, and the stewards might be having a look at that after the race. But we'll see if it gets reported by the drivers. So, nonetheless, he's keeping a little bit of a gap, but Gelfi's gonna have the DRS here, and he's only about half a second behind.
Yes, like you're saying, J-Mick, though, in that time that they've been fighting there, look at the gap he has already just drove away.
Yeah,
almost a
1.6.
6-second. Yeah, Golfi does try to make the move once again here. Ooh, had to back out smart to back out there because
he's going to be on the outside here, though. I think he's going to have a really good run going into this next DRS zone. He should have pulled out back wide. I think he might have just compromised himself here. I think he did. He's lost a little bit of time. Nat might get DRS from the back marker as well. I think he did. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Yeah, so Krusty or T helping out Nat there, and that exit
yeah, so keeping the
messed
position.
up Golfi.
Nat picks up another penalty. I think he's going to be near his qualification here soon with the amount of penalties that he's picked up here today.
Yeah, and that's very
unlike Nat.
him.
Nat is usually one to keep from getting any penalties, but yeah, just struggling very, very hard.
See a yellow flag, but they're back racing again, though. Yeah, so Golfi, he's, I mean, every corner.
Right on the gearbox.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you.
Ooh,
he's
very
gonna have
close.
such a
Is
run
it starting to rain? I think it's starting to rain. It's
It
starting
is.
to rain with 3 laps
So
left. So this is gonna be interesting. They're not gonna go into the pits, but they're gonna have to bring it home on intermediate conditions. Oh, this could get very
Yeah, and it's
interesting.
starting to pick up a little bit more, though. The drops look like they're starting to fall a little bit heavier.
It took me a little bit to realize, but yeah, it is starting to drizzle here just in the last 3 laps. This could get very spicy. Very, very spicy. As the
Canadian,
gap, I was just about to mention.
Almost within DRS.
Movie puts on. Oh, he DNFs inside of the pits. I'm not sure what happened there.
And he does have intermediates on, so that's interesting call.
I wonder if he's. I think he's on the exit. So yeah, he might have. I thought he crashed on the exit, but no, I'm not sure what happened.
I was gonna say,
as the
did
gap
he
goes back
crash
up.
on exit?
So this is
Yeah,
gonna
maybe
prove right here who is the best on those in these dry setups, dry tires, in wet conditions.
Yeah, this is gonna push their abilities for sure. J-Mick already
Kiko
closed
also
out
right on
even
the back
further.
Of Gilkey. But yeah, Gelfi's still on the back of that.
Yeah, and that's crazy because TC just threw on a set of softs.
He's interesting strategy there from
Now,
TC, but he's in P9, so he's still bringing home at least a couple points, depending on.
I'm
penalties.
wondering if he feels like
Here comes
others
the move from
might.
Gelfi. I think he's got it done. Yeah, he's getting it done. He has it. That's a great move.
Does
from
make
Gelfi.
it stick into turn 1.
That's a long time coming.
Nat picks up another one.
Yeah. Just a rough race for Nat. Nat's going to drop all the way down the order, I think. So let's see. What is the closest battle now? I think it's Tito and Milky. Doesn't look like Canadian's going to be able to get that gap down. Unless it's kind of glitching for me. It keeps going back and forth between 1.1 and 1.6.
Yeah, I was going to say that does keep dropping a little bit. Tito does have a DRS on Milky, but he's too far back. And so Milky, usually good defense there.
And I can definitely back this up again.
Rua does have intermediates on.
Interesting.
See, the first driver to put intermediates on.
You don't even need to put any guesswork into when the crossover point is. The crossover point is always basically going to be when DRS turns on or off.
And I was just riding on board with Golfy and Routine and some of them, and they
still have
honestly
DRS
look like they're still pushing. Yeah, they still look like they're pushing and stuff, not really struggling
too much quite yet. Especially hard now, though. I'm on board, like actually on the
T-cam. It is, and he did take that corner pretty slow.
Tito, yeah, this is coming down hard now. So this last lap is going to be very treacherous for these drivers. Last 2 laps, I should say.
Yeah, and Tito.
As Canadian is within a second.
1 lap left. A little bit of slide in there.
This could be one hell of a finish if he's able to do this.
And DRS is still enabled. He's got it open.
Not to mention that Routine is also still right behind. Or sorry, Gelfie is also right behind Routine. Not too far back here. Maybe that's my glitching. I'm saying 3/10. That looks like a lot more than 3/10. But yeah, Canadian.
No, they're pretty close.
Canadian closing in on the leader, David Chahoud here.
Yeah, as we're closing in on 1 lap to go, and he's closing.
They both have 3 seconds of penalties, so it doesn't matter here. It's for position.
And they're both taking
Canadian's
these corners very cautious. You could tell that conditions are definitely changing, getting a little bit more treacherous. It's looking a little bit slippery out there, almost like intermediates. As Nat throws on intermediates as well. But these drivers, there's no way you could pit now with 1 lap left to go. You have to see it out.
You have to stay out, of course, yeah.
DRS is
still enabled. So Canadian, there it is. DRS is disabled, so that's going to be the last time that they get to open the DRS. His wing shut in the middle of the straight.
I've never seen that before.
Haven't either.
Wow.
I really haven't either. I've never been on board for someone during that, but he's still 3/10 behind David. We can get a photo finish here. The last lap. 2 great drivers in the championship right now that are in the top 5. They are very close. He's right on the gearbox, getting some dirty air. That's not going to be helpful on these worn hards. And
you can see how slow they just took them corners right there, because they do not.
There's a yellow flag here. I think it's a Red Bull. It is. Oh no, it's a Williams. It's Milky. But nonetheless, we're going to get back to this battle with the leaders. Canadian still on the back of him.
A good defense there, held the line. So close. He tries to get a good run.
I think he had to pull out there because he was so close. I think he just had a big step of oversteer, almost hits the wall.
Does save the car.
He loses it there, and I think that might have just cost him. Pushing just a little too hard. Still.
Oh, and he almost
still
spins
pushing.
there as well.
He wants this win so bad. He lost it somewhere in the pit stops. I can't really tell you where he lost this race. Starting on pole, he was in the lead, and actually, he took that extra pit stop. That's really what did it.
He did take the hards.
He did that extra pit stop.
Oh, and they are slipping and sliding out there.
Yeah, it is treacherous out there. It is definitely another yellow flag here. That's the Haas. That's Tito, and he's going to probably jump out of the points.
Tito is in the wall.
Oh, it's still so treacherous out here. They're gonna finish.
Not
he
hits the wall at the finish.
He hits the wall. He's so thankful that he did not just DNF.
Yeah, he is. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
To be a DNF
I am shocked he did not just hit. I am shocked his tire didn't just come off.
It's J-Mick comes across
J-Mick,
P3 with a brilliant
first
drive today
podium
to
of the
finish the
year for
podium
him.
off.
Routine with another great drive. P4 for him. Gelfie, P5. Nat, a tough day for him. P6. Just not the easiest of days for him out there. As he gets another penalty for unserved
Oh, and
penalty.
TC goes off. TC is in the wall.
Oh, man.
Again.
He's
yeah, that was
another
it.
struggling driver today. Milky finishes P6. Here comes Tito, who was just,
Oh, and Thunder goes
wall.
around at the end.
Thunder, this last lap has been
At the very end.
insane.
We're going to close the gap. Rua's going to be pretty close to him here. I don't know if he's going to be able to get him, though,
No,
at the
not
line,
quite,
though.
I don't think. Rua does have penalties as well. Thunder does not.
Oh, true. True. And Thunder takes the last corner very cautious and got to bring it home.
So, I mean, wow. Not the most entertaining race, but what a last couple of laps with that rain coming in.
Would have came out maybe, let's say, just 2 or 3 laps sooner. Ugh. We could have been in for a totally different finish right there. Great finish, though. Yeah, that was a good job, though, David, able to hold it off at the very end, though.
That was a great race. A great drive from Routine. A great drive from a lot of these guys. Canadian, I mean, is just by the skin of his teeth finishing that race early. I thought he was possibly done and out.
Now, and Canadian closed up such a big gap there at the very end. I wonder if he was saving them tires a little bit. Should he have maybe pushed a little sooner or not? I'm not sure.
Maybe, because, yeah, it had to have been max concentration. David gets the win. Canadian necktie, P2. J-Mick in P3. Routine, P4. Gelfie in P5. Milky in P6. Tito, P7. Total Carney in P8. Nat drops down to P9 after all the penalties, still does stay in the points. P10 for Thunder. Rua in P11. Seabert in P12. And, yeah, just Groovy dropping out of the points, unfortunately. A lot of really good racing, though, today. I'm not going to lie. Thunder takes fastest lap as well, so 2 points for him. Unfortunate race, because, yeah, he went around a couple times.
Yeah.
But let's get
that
the
routine,
interview.
though, with a good finish, though. And
yeah,
David started P8 and able to bring it in.
I believe he started on those mediums. That's why he wasn't on mediums to end the race. But yeah, let's get the drivers in here. We will be back in.
she watched me go all the way up the order.
Alright, we're gonna start the interview with who got P3?
I did.
J-Mick?
Yeah.
Then it was Canadian. So, alright. So let's go. Oh,
Go ahead, bro. You got this, my guy. You got this, my guy.
all right, so we are here with the drivers, with the podium finishers in P3. Obviously, we had J-Mick finishing in the McLaren. I mean, we saw you pull off probably 3, 4, maybe 5 overtakes that me and Celestial both were just almost in awe at. What describe your race for us? Like what happened? What happened at the start, and kind of just go through your race for us real quick.
So I had like I don't know, like a half decent start. Not a start I would have well, wow, would have wanted, but like I didn't dislike it. And then I broke my nose at the inside of what's his face, Ruid, the Red Bull, and that wasn't my line, but I just decided to go for it, and he just turned in. So I spun around, and then 2 laps after that, I came around going onto the straight, and I spun again. So then put it onto hards. Yeah, yeah. And then I put it onto hards, and then was on those for like 5 laps, and then on lap 13 I went on to mediums, and just waited and basically picked through everyone on the safety car because I had, or after the safety car, and yeah.
Yeah, did those mediums start to drop off at all towards the end, or did you feel
yeah.
pretty comfortable on those mediums? Because yeah, you were still very, very racy after probably 12 to 13 laps on those mediums.
Basically, after I passed Nat and I got that little bit of rotation when he hit me, shout out to him by the way. I basically the tires just went off from that point on. So, and then it started raining. I think at the finish my tires were 68%.
Oof, okay, yeah, so they were pretty close. So I mean, Celestial, do you have any questions for Jamie?
No, I mean that was an amazing race right there, man. I guess that the move that you made on the Ferrari and stuff, you felt full confident selling it and just dipping in there. I mean, tell us about that move, some of the moves that you made today.
I wasn't too worried about it because Routine is normally a driver that does give space, so I figured I could go for it. He kept the inside line, so I went to the outside and knew if I just carried a little less apex speed, I could pull through and get on the throttle early. And it worked. So,
Yeah, we'll definitely be
was,
seeing that one back in the replay for sure. That one might have to throw in a little highlight in there.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely
no,
one
that
of
was a great drive tonight, though, for sure.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, on to our second place finisher, Canadian. I mean, my first question basically, what forced you to pit again on that? I think it was the first safety car. I think you put on hards, I believe, and then you went, or no, you put on the mediums, and then you went back into the pits during the safety car, like a lap or two into the safety car, put on the hards. What was the decision for that?
On the first lap of the safety car, I noticed a good portion of the grid went into the pit lane. I didn't want to sacrifice any time being held up, so I waited 1 lap under safety car and then went into the pit lane. I slapped on hards, and my plan was finish the race on hards. Toward the end of the race, though, rain hit. No, that did not feel great.
Yeah, I mean, we saw you sliding around, but I mean, it was really fun to watch you and David just on the edge of the limit, basically. Because yeah, I mean, that last turn, did you think that when you were careening into the wall, did you think that you were gonna possibly DNF?
Yeah.
Because on our screen, it looked like a pretty big whack. I thought you were definitely gonna have
like
a tire explosion. Yeah. I was like, oh. I think I would have cried for him.
From the line. Yeah.
Yeah, props to David for pushing so hard for like 15 laps. I was trying my hardest to catch up to him.
Yeah, we saw that.
Noticed you closed quite a gap, at the end, towards the end, but you definitely had to make up quite a bit, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard following him on that final lap with all the water and stuff.
Yeah, the gap was around 3.3 seconds we saw, and then it just started to close and close and close, and we were just wondering like, would he be able to get it done on the last lap? But you
Maybe
had
if I
that
didn't have a
little
penalty.
snap. You had that little snap.
And the DRS closed on you, we
Yeah,
noticed,
mid
on the first
straight.
straightaway.
Yeah, I don't know if
Oh,
you noticed
yeah.
that, but your DRS literally closed in the middle of the straight.
Oh yeah, the DRS got disabled because of the
On the
rain.
start finish straight. Yeah, your DRS closed in the middle of the straight. It was honestly laughable. Nonetheless,
Successful race.
still an amazing race from you. Another podium. So that, I mean, you can't fault that. But I mean,
Yeah, another good finish for Alfa Romeo.
on to the winner of this race, David Chahoud. I mean, take a bow, because that was a very, very impressive race. You started in P8. I mean, walk us through your race, because you kind of had a quiet race for the most part. It wasn't necessarily a bunch of overtakes. I think you kind of got it done early and just started to run away with it after a couple of those safety cars. So kind of walk through your race for us.
Okay, well, I got a very good start, and I overtake like 2 cars on lap 1. Then Jamie spun on lap 1 2, and I was hopping to P4 from P8 in 1 lap. Then I keep following Rory. I was under pressure by Groovy too, but he made contact with me and spun. He tried to go for a bit of a dive bomb. We made a bit of contact, and well, unfortunately for him, he touched minimally my front tire, and spun. Then I had free way to attack Rory. I got overtake him after the virtual safety car. The first virtual safety car, I think. I was hoping to P3 then. Then I also was lucky that P2 spun. I think it was an Alpine. Then I only had Canadian in front of me. Then he pitted. Then I was leading by 5 seconds, I think, or 6 seconds. Then the safety car came. And well, I thought that it may have been a bit unlucky for me, because I was planning to extend, and I had a 6-second gap from P2, but well, I pitted for hard because it was really my only option. Then I did my best I could in the relaunch to hold everyone up and build a gap. I managed to do it. I was 3 seconds in front of Canadian that also made his way, overtaking some cars. Then it was all of avoiding the penalties, avoiding getting warnings, and well, keeping the pace. But Canadian had much more pace than me during the final laps. The gap was 3.5 at the start. Then he got into my DRS, and well, finally the rain came, and well, I had to just trying to keep the car on track on the final lap. I was like, no, I've led this race, almost all this race, and I'm not gonna let it go on the final 2 laps. So I did my best to keep the car on track, tried to use all the ERS I could to pull away on the straights, and well, it was difficult to drive that final lap on the rain, but I'm very happy that I finally got a win on this league. And well, GG's to Canadian that kept me on pressure during all the half of the race.
Yeah.
No, it
I
looked like you
mean,
had a great restart though
I was
on
just
there.
about to say that. Yeah.
You held them back all the way almost to the line, and then you got such a good restart that you just held that gap. That's a beautiful job.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great race from all 3 of our drivers. We look forward to Austria next week. So, yeah, we will catch you all later. Thank you all for watching.